Hello and welcome back to the Tim Foss YouTube channel, and today you find me at Salon PR in London. I'm here with Supervitura Koenigsegg filming some content, so let's go and have a look at these cars and we will take you around the whole show and we'll have a look what Salon PR London has to offer. I've been joined by James, who's just taken a leg up from Supervitura to have a closer look around some of these cars, because my fact, I'm not going to be exactly correct, but this man knows everything there is to know about these cars.
Strong statement.
All right, so let's have a look at the Jesko first, as it's the first one here. So tell me some interesting things that the viewer might not know about the Jesko.
There's only 125 of them going to be produced. This is the first car in the UK, and it'll be going to one of our very special customers after this show. They're about 1280 horsepower or 1600 horsepower with E85, and it's got a very clever LST transmission which has got 9 gears and 7 clutches.
7 clutches?
7.
And how does that work in the rear? Is there like 7 gearboxes, or?
No, they're sort of like gear ratios rather than separate gears, so they sort of pair up to each other and that's what creates the gears. So the actual gearbox is super lightweight and super compact.
Okay.
And you can shift from like 9th gear to 3rd gear just in an instant.
Instantly.
So mega impressive.
The spec is, I think, although you could say subtle for a Koenigsegg, Koenigsegg's are not subtle at all,
no,
so
it
kind of works with it. And the paint quality when you see it in person is phenomenal. But the interior, like, I guess you can just change whatever you want, right? So it's completely customizable.
So you can have different leathers, different Alcantaras, whatever colour, different stitching. We do everything. We've got 18 of these coming over the next year or so you'll see some quite crazy and varying specs. So
you've obviously been on the configurator and had a look, because you've been part of the customization of your 18 clients. What colour would you have?
I would go either orange, because they launched it in orange. It's very cool.
Okay.
But this car, when it turned up, I just thought, with the wheels, with that little carbon centre stripe, lovely.
With the Attack version, you can't put the roof in the front, right? Because that's the only one.
There's a lot more aero on this car, so when you lift the bonnet, it's got big air intake, so there's no space for the roof. But on the Absolute version, which they'll be coming through soon, you can actually on those put the roof in the front.
Okay, we just had a look at the brand new Jesko, but there's an Agera here and a Regera, so there's a little bit of a through the ages of Koenigsegg. So we're going to go and have a look at those now, starting with the Agera. So when was this released?
This was a 2011 car, and when it left the factory, it was just an Agera. It was the first one in the UK.
Okay.
And then the first owner had it for a little while, and then we sold it to another owner, and it went back to the factory and had a bunch of upgrades. It's got the newer carbon wheels, a different rear wing, uprated wing mirrors, had some exposed carbon fibre added to the front of the car.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible that, if you do buy one from yourselves that's like this, you can still customize it to a certain extent to what you want.
The new Legends division at the factory, and you can do whatever you want to do within reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And someone was asking me this earlier, and I didn't know the answer. How much is a wheel with this amazing carbon fibre?
They're about 30,000 per wheel.
Okay, so don't curb the wheel, because this is 100% carbon, and yes, definitely something you want to look out for. 30,000 a wheel, goodness me. But still, I mean, this car, although a few years old,
still looks just very current, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it still looks out of this world, and will blow like performance out of the roof as well, won't it? And they've got, obviously, they've always got the little ghost on all the cars because of the Swedish Air Force base where the cars are now built. But the factory's just as a complete new department, hasn't it?
Yeah, so
a whole new
10,000 square metre factory, predominantly for Jumeirah, but also for Jesko production and all the other exciting projects.
Finally then, of the 3 cars that we have here, we have the Regera, which is kind of famous for its 1-gear system. But how does that feel when you're driving it?
It's completely out of this world. So one of the interesting things with Koenigsegg, when you look at the cars that we've got here, they have very different technology between the cars. So this is a more traditional gearbox system.
Yeah.
On the Jesko, you've got the crazy LST that we spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
And also this predates the Jesko, but it's a very futuristic. So you're essentially in final gear all of the time.
Yeah.
And it has an electric part to the powertrain, and that just gives you a huge shove along. So it's 1,500 horsepower, 2,000 newton meters of torque.
But do you feel like, because it's in that final drive, that on lower speeds that it's trying to pick up, or
no,
it's not like that?
Sort of the electric element that gives you that huge initial shove. You just get, it's relentless, because there's no, see, in the earlier cars when you've got a gear change, there's just that microsecond of a relax in
and then it punches you again. But this is just permanently.
This is just 0 to 255 in one huge whoosh.
I mean, absolutely incredible. I mean, I love that all the Koenigseggs still have this kind of this kind of
haunch.
This haunch coming all the way down. It's nice they've stuck with that design over all the cars. You can see it obviously over there on the Agera.
This car's got the full Ghost package as well, so you get these extra winglets on the rear and the canards on the front.
Yeah.
And they've got the exposed centre carbon section over the roof.
It's just so low. I mean, obviously this is in a track mode, right now?
Yes, it's hunkers it right down. And a very good plate. It's in the plate.
Yeah, that is cool. That is really cool. All the Koenigsegg owners wanting that number plate, I guess. But it's also PPF, right?
Yeah,
full PPF. You can see it on the card in there. Yeah, but it looks really clean. You're not meant to choose, and you're not meant to pick favourites.
Oh.
Which one are you having of the 3 here?
Have one of each.
Yeah?
It's the goal,
Well, you can. You get to drive them all. Thank you, James, for taking us around these cars.
Thank you.
Again, choose your favourite in the comments. Which one would you have if you could only have one, unlike this man who can have all 3?
I can't have all 3. I'm just showing off.
Yeah. Let's go and have a look around the rest of the show. Look at this stunning Royal Chelsea Hospital. Obviously you have up through there. Here, a helicopter, depending. And then here, some amazing cars. Shmi's here as well. Amazing GT3. Is that a touring as well? Oh my goodness, that's like my dream. Over here, look at that, CCR as well. Similar to the one we filmed with Super Ventura a few weeks ago. So if we're just jumping through the people here, there are 2 Aston Martin Valkyries. We've got the green and we've got the exposed red carbon here. Yesterday, there were 14 Valkyries. So the biggest kind of gathering of Aston Martin Valkyries, I think ever, probably, because they're so new. But I mean, this car has to be like a spaceship. To think that this thing kind of goes on the road is absolutely ridiculous. It's so low as well. I'm guessing you can raise it, because I mean, that's not going over any speed bump or pothole at all. But I mean, look at the aerodynamics on that as well. Absolutely phenomenal. Adrian Newey, obviously part of the Red Bull design team that helped produce this car. He was here yesterday with his own car as well, which is really, really cool. I mean, look at all the aerodynamics there. Obviously it's got these little fins, and I think the craziest profile is like here as well. I mean, that is touching the grass. That is literally touching the grass. So there's some race cars here as well. I think these look absolutely crazy. And look, my racing history is not going to be up to scratch here, but just from the looks perspective and the sound of these things, it's just absolutely phenomenal. So racing cars are here as well, and then behind, got some amazing Jaguar E-Types there, Aston Martins here as well, the new ones with the Valkyrie, and then we've got DB6 here as well, and then we've got the 2 Countachs. Look absolutely incredible. This is full Wolf of Wall Street vibes. With the white one, isn't it? They still look so cool, don't they? McLaren London bring down some cars as well. We've got a 750, the Agera, and then of course the iconic McLaren Senna with that redonkulous wing. I think we've all seen these around for a few years, but I mean, you still can't deny how gorgeous they are, especially with all this full exposed carbon fibre in the kind of centre colour scheme with the black, the orange, and then the green accents in there on the brake caliper. But I mean, matching the weave up and having this full exposed carbon fibre is absolutely a thing of beauty. Just have a quick look at the 750S. It's a car I've not seen too much before. Obviously the 720 many times, driven a few of those over the years. So it's got very similar kind of interior to the 720, but with obviously a few updates. And then of course it has this kind of singular exhaust at the back, which really kind of differentiates it. But I mean, the 720 did not need more horsepower. And then here we are. So this thing must be an absolute wild thing.